Ancient Egypt, a civilization that has fascinated historians, archaeologists, and the general public for centuries. The land of pharaohs and pyramids, a place where the sands of time have preserved the grandeur of a bygone era, a place full of mystery and wonder. The ancient ruins whisper tales of gods and kings, of life and death. But behind the giant monuments and strange hieroglyphs, ancient Egypt had a vibrant musical tradition. Music was an integral part of their daily lives. Music was everywhere in this ancient civilization, from simple homes to grand temples. It was a universal language that transcended social classes. Imagine the sun rising over the Nile River, shining on the fields, the gentle hum of the river, the rustling of the reeds, and the distant sound of a flute. Farmers work in their fields, singing ancient songs. These songs were not just for entertainment. They were a way to pass down stories and traditions. In the busy marketplace, musicians play happy tunes, and their music mixes with the sounds of people buying and selling. The marketplace was a hub of activity, and music added to its vibrancy. Inside the temples, priests performed rituals, singing hymns and playing sacred instruments. These rituals were believed to connect them with the divine. Music wasn't just art in ancient Egypt, it was a big part of their lives. It was woven into the fabric of their society. It showed their happiness and sadness, their beliefs and hopes. Music was a reflection of their emotions and their world view. It connected them to their gods and celebrated life and death. Music was a bridge between the mortal and the divine. Join us as we travel back in time to explore the music of ancient Egypt. We'll delve into the sounds that echoed through the temples and marketplaces. We'll discover their instruments and learn about their musical traditions. From the simple reed flutes to the elaborate harps, each instrument had its own story. This picture shows us the musical culture of ancient Egypt. The wall paintings are a testament to the importance of music in their society. We see musicians playing harps, their fingers deftly plucking the strings to create melodies that have been lost to time. Flutes, their breath giving life to the music, and drums, the heartbeat of their songs. They look skilled and passionate. Their expressions show a deep connection to their craft. This scene reminds us that music was important to them. It was present in their celebrations, their rituals, and their daily lives. It brought them joy, comfort, and a connection to their gods. Music was the soul of ancient Egypt, a timeless echo of a civilization that continues to captivate us. Music wasn't just for rich people or religious ceremonies in ancient Egypt. Everyone enjoyed music. It was a universal language that transcended social classes and was deeply embedded in the fabric of their daily lives. From the grand palaces of the pharaohs to the humble homes of the common folk, music resonated through the air, bringing joy and solace to all who heard it. It was part of everyday life and all kinds of activities. Whether people were working, relaxing, or celebrating, music was always present. It was as essential to their lives as the Nile River, providing a rhythm to their daily routines and marking the passage of time with its melodies. From working in the fields to celebrating at festivals, music was always there. Farmers would sing as they sowed and harvested their crops, their songs echoing across the fertile lands. These melodies not only made the hard work more bearable, but also synchronized their efforts, making the labor more efficient and harmonious. Think about the hard work of building the pyramids, those huge monuments that we still marvel at today. The construction of these colossal structures required immense physical effort and coordination. Music played a crucial role in this process, helping to maintain the workers' morale and keep them in sync. The work was tough, but the workers sang together. Their voices, rising in unison, created a powerful sense of camaraderie and shared purpose. These songs were not just about passing the time, they were a vital part of the work itself, providing a steady rhythm for the labourers to follow. Their voices, rising and falling, gave them a sense of unity and purpose. The melodies and rhythms helped to coordinate their movements, ensuring that each stone was placed with precision and care. This musical collaboration was a testament to the ingenuity and resilience of the ancient Egyptians. These work songs, passed down from parents to children, helped them work together and kept them going. They were a living tradition, a way of preserving the knowledge and skills of previous generations. Through these songs, the wisdom of the past was carried forward, ensuring that each new generation was equipped to face the challenges of their time. In the busy marketplaces where people sold things and met friends, music created a lively atmosphere. The sounds of merchants calling out their wares, the chatter of customers and the melodies of street musicians blended together to create a vibrant and dynamic soundscape. Musicians, both good and not so good, played their instruments, filling the air with music that attracted crowds. These performers were an integral part of the market experience, drawing people in with their tunes and adding to the overall energy and excitement of the place. Drums, flutes and harps all played together, making the marketplace a fun and exciting place. Each instrument added its own unique flavour to the mix, creating a rich tapestry of sound that reflected the diversity and creativity of ancient Egyptian culture. Festivals and celebrations always had music in ancient Egypt. These events were a time for the community to come together, to celebrate their achievements and to honour their gods. Music was at the heart of these gatherings, providing a soundtrack for the festivities and enhancing the sense of joy and togetherness. These happy events, often celebrating the harvest or honouring their gods, were full of music and dancing. The rhythms of the drums and the melodies of the flute set the pace for the dancers, who moved with grace and exuberance. These celebrations were a testament to the vitality and spirit of the ancient Egyptians. Imagine a festival for Hathor, the goddess of love, music and joy. The streets would be filled with people, all dressed in their finest clothes, ready to celebrate and give thanks. The air would be alive with the sounds of music and laughter as people danced and sang in honour of the goddess. The air would be filled with the smell of incense, and the streets would be crowded with people in colourful clothes, dancing to the music. The vibrant colours and the joyful sounds created an atmosphere of celebration and reverence, a perfect reflection of the ancient Egyptians' love for life and their deep connection to their gods. Whether it was the singing of workers, the music in the marketplace, or the happy melodies of festivals, music was always with the ancient Egyptians. It was a constant presence, a source of comfort and joy that accompanied them through all the ups and downs of life. It comforted them when times were hard, made their happy times even better, and connected them to the world around them. Music was a bridge between the human and the divine, a way of expressing their deepest emotions and their highest aspirations. This picture from a tomb shows us a party in ancient Egypt. The scene is filled with life and energy, capturing a moment of joy and celebration that has been preserved for thousands of years. We see musicians entertaining guests. Their presence at the party highlights the importance of music in social gatherings, providing entertainment and enhancing the overall experience for everyone involved. The details of their instruments, how they sit, and even their faces show us how important music was to their parties. These images give us a glimpse into the past, revealing the central role that music played in the lives of the ancient Egyptians, from the grandest festivals to the most intimate gatherings. Ancient Egyptians didn't just see music as entertainment, it was woven into the very fabric of their daily lives and spiritual practices. It was very important to their religion, serving as a bridge between the mortal and the divine. They believed music connected them to their gods, creating a sacred soundscape that facilitated communication with the divine. They even believed some gods created music, attributing the origins of melodies and rhythms to divine inspiration. Hathor, the cow goddess, was connected to music, dance and joy. She was often depicted with a sistrum, a musical instrument that symbolized her role as a goddess of music. They believed her music was magical and could make both gods and people happy, bringing joy and harmony to the world. Bes, the dwarf god, often shown with a mask and a musical instrument, protected homes and was a patron of music and dance. His presence was believed to ward off evil spirits and bring good fortune. These gods show us how important music was to their religion, as it was intertwined with their beliefs and daily practices. Temples were filled with music, especially during religious ceremonies. The sound of instruments and chanting created an atmosphere of reverence and devotion. Priests, who were often skilled musicians, played music to honor the gods, ask for their help, and keep them happy. Their musical performances were seen as offerings, a way to gain favor and ensure the gods' blessings. The sistrum, a kind of rattle, was often played by goddesses. Its distinctive sound was believed to have protective qualities. They believed its shaking sound kept away evil and brought divine protection, creating a sacred space free from negative influences. Playing music was a sacred duty, a way to talk to the gods and keep the world in balance. It was an essential part of their religious rituals and ceremonies. Musicians, especially those in temples, were important people. They were highly respected and their skills were considered divine gifts. Their skills were seen as gifts from the gods, and their music was a way to honor these divine gifts. Their music wasn't just entertainment, it was a way to pray and offer gifts to the heavens. Each note and rhythm was a form of worship, a way to connect with the divine. The importance of music in ancient Egyptian religion reminds us of the power of music. It was a tool for spiritual connection, a means to express faith, and a way to find comfort in the mysteries of life. It can connect us to something bigger than ourselves, transcending the mundane and touching the divine. Their beliefs, though different from ours, show us how music has always been used to express faith, find comfort, and celebrate the mysteries of the universe. The melodies and rhythms of ancient Egypt continue to echo through time, reminding us of the timeless connection between music and spirituality. This beautiful sistrum, with its carvings and sacred pictures, shows us how much they respected their instruments. Each instrument was not just a tool, but a sacred object imbued with spiritual significance. The shaking of this instrument inside a temple would have created a feeling of awe and reverence, connecting people to their gods. The sound resonated through the sacred halls, a reminder of the divine presence in their lives. Death in ancient Egypt was not an end, but a transition, a pause before embarking on a perpetual journey to the afterlife. This belief fueled the practice of mummification, a complex and sacred ritual designed to preserve the physical body for the soul's eternal existence. The Egyptians believed that the soul, or Ka, needed a physical form to inhabit in the afterlife. Mummification, therefore, was not merely about preserving the deceased, but about ensuring their successful transition and journey in the next world. This meticulous process transformed the deceased into an eternal being, ready to face the challenges and rewards of the afterlife. Imagine the hustle and bustle of ancient Egypt. The hot desert sun beats down on the land. The Nile River flows serenely, its banks teeming with life. Amidst this vibrant backdrop, a death has occurred, casting a somber shadow over the community. Yet there is no despair, only a quiet acceptance of the next stage of existence. For the Egyptians, death was simply a transition, a doorway to another realm. And to navigate this passage successfully, one needed the proper preparation, mummification. The Egyptians were deeply spiritual people. Their lives revolved around the cycles of nature and the promise of life after death. Central to this belief was the concept of the Ka, the spiritual essence or soul of an individual. This Ka played a vital role in the afterlife. It was believed to journey to the underworld, face judgment, and ultimately, if deemed worthy, achieve eternal life. But for the Ka to survive, it needed a vessel, a physical form to return to. Hence, the elaborate and highly ritualized process of mummification evolved. This intricate procedure, shrouded in mystery and steeped in symbolism, was not merely about preserving the body from decay. It was about preparing the deceased for an eternal voyage, ensuring that they had everything they needed to navigate the trials and tribulations of the underworld and emerge triumphant in the afterlife. The intricacies of mummification varied greatly depending on social status and wealth. Elaborate procedures reserved for the elite, like pharaohs and high-ranking officials, involved meticulous organ removal and preservation using expensive resins and perfumes. Commoners, however, received a more simplified version, often involving less intricate organ treatment and simpler wrappings. Interestingly, even animals held a place in the afterlife. Beloved pets and animals deemed sacred, like cats, were often mummified, their treatment reflecting the reverence they held in Egyptian society. Imagine the bustling workshops of the embalmers, the air thick with the scent of exotic spices and resins. Here, amidst glistening tools and linen bandages, the bodies of the deceased were received with utmost care and reverence. Yet, not all were treated equally. Ancient Egyptian society, much like our own, was stratified, with social standing playing a significant role in life and death. The pharaohs, considered divine rulers, received the most elaborate and costly mummification. Their bodies were meticulously prepared, organs carefully removed and placed in special containers called canopic jars, and the body cavities cleansed and filled with precious resins and perfumes. The process could take up to 70 days to complete, a testament to the importance placed on ensuring the pharaoh's successful transition to the afterlife. High-ranking officials and nobles also received elaborate mummifications, though not as opulent as the pharaohs. Their wealth and status afforded them the luxury of skilled embalmers and finer materials. Commoners, on the other hand, received a more simplified version. While their bodies were still treated with respect and care, the process was less intricate, and the materials used were more readily available. Sometimes a single treatment was applied to multiple mummies to reduce costs. The mummification process, a closely guarded secret of the embalmers, was a marvel of ancient science and ritual. It began with the purification of the body. The deceased was washed with water from the sacred Nile River, a symbolic act cleansing the body and spirit for the journey ahead. Next, the internal organs, believed to be susceptible to decay, were removed. This delicate procedure, performed with specialized tools, involved extracting the lungs, liver, stomach, and intestines. Only the heart, the seat of intelligence and emotion, was left intact, for it would be needed in the afterlife during the weighing of the heart ceremony. The removal of the organs marked a critical stage in the mummification process. It was not a haphazard or purely practical procedure, but a deeply symbolic act. The Egyptians believed that the body needed to be as intact as possible for the afterlife, but they also recognized the problem of decomposition. Thus, they developed a system where the organs, most prone to decay, were removed and preserved separately, ensuring that a vital part of the individual remained intact for their journey to the afterlife. Once removed, the organs were thoroughly cleansed and treated with natron, a naturally occurring salt mixture found in the desert which acted as a desiccant, drawing out moisture and preventing decay. This process was crucial, as it ensured the long-term preservation of the organs. After drying, the organs were wrapped in linen and placed in special containers known as canopic jars, which were then placed within the tomb alongside the mummy. Section 4. Safeguarding the Essence. Canopic Jars and the Four Sons of Horus. The canopic jars were more than just containers. They were intricate works of art imbued with religious significance. Each jar was adorned with the head of a deity, each representing one of the four sons of Horus, the falcon-headed god of kingship. These sons, Imseti, Hapi-Duamutef, and Kebesenuef, were tasked with protecting specific organs. Imseti, with a human head, guarded the liver. Hapi, with the head of a baboon, protected the lungs. Duamutef, characterized by the head of a jackal, watched over the stomach, and Kebesenuef, with the head of a falcon, safeguarded the intestines. The placement of the organs within these specific jars, each protected by a son of Horus, highlights the Egyptians' belief in the interconnectedness of the physical and spiritual realms. Every step of the mummification process was imbued with symbolism, each action carefully orchestrated to ensure the deceased's well-being in the afterlife. The sons of Horus, through their protective roles, served as intermediaries between the world of the living and the dead, guiding and safeguarding the deceased's organs on their journey to eternity. These beautifully crafted jars, often made of alabaster or limestone, were more than just containers. They were seen as miniature sarcophagi, protecting vital parts of the deceased for eternity. Their presence within the tomb underscored the belief that the body in its entirety played a crucial role in the afterlife. The care and artistry lavished upon these jars are a testament to the Egyptians' deep respect for the dead and their commitment to ensuring a smooth transition to the afterlife. The power of Natron, drying for eternity. With the organs removed and placed in their respective canopic jars, the next stage of the mummification process focused on dehydrating the body. This was crucial to prevent decomposition. The Egyptians used natron, a naturally occurring salt mixture found in abundance in the desert for this purpose. The body, covered in natron packs, was laid on a slanted table, allowing fluids to drain away. Natron, a desiccant, played a vital role in mummification. It acted like a sponge, drawing out all the moisture from the body, effectively halting the process of decomposition. This natural salt, readily available in the Egyptian desert, became synonymous with preservation. Its use extending beyond mummification to preserving food and other perishable goods. For about 40 days, the body remained immersed in this natron bath, slowly drying and becoming resistant to decay. The embalmers, skilled in their craft, regularly checked the progress, ensuring the body was dehydrating properly. This period of drying was crucial as it transformed the body from a perishable vessel into a lasting symbol of eternal life. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more fascinating historical explorations. Cleopatra VII was born in 69 BC, the daughter of Ptolemy XIV Auletes, the Pharaoh of Egypt. Her family, the Ptolemies, were of Macedonian Greek origin, descendants of one of Alexander the Great's generals. Despite their heritage, the Ptolemies embraced Egyptian culture, and Cleopatra, unlike many of her predecessors, learned the Egyptian language and customs. Cleopatra ascended to the throne in 51 BC at the age of 18, ruling jointly with her younger brother Ptolemy XIII. However, the young queen's reign began amidst political turmoil. Egypt was a wealthy prize, coveted by Rome, the rising power in the Mediterranean. Cleopatra's early years on the throne were marked by power struggles with her brother and his advisors. The young queen, however, possessed a sharp intellect and a keen understanding of politics. She was determined to secure her position and restore Egypt to its former glory. The joint rule of Cleopatra and Ptolemy XIII was fraught with tension. The young pharaoh's advisors, particularly the eunuch Pothinus and the general Achilles, sought to sideline Cleopatra and consolidate their own power. In 48 BC, they succeeded in forcing Cleopatra from Alexandria, the capital of Egypt. Exiled and facing the loss of her throne, Cleopatra refused to accept defeat. She gathered an army in southern Egypt, determined to reclaim her birthright. Meanwhile, a new player entered the Egyptian stage. Julius Caesar, the powerful Roman general, arrived in Alexandria, pursuing his rival Pompey the Great. Cleopatra saw an opportunity in Caesar's arrival. She famously smuggled herself into Alexandria, reportedly hidden in a rug, to plead her case directly to the Roman general. Caesar, impressed by her intelligence and charisma, agreed to support her claim to the throne. Caesar's intervention in Egyptian affairs led to a brief but fierce conflict known as the Alexandrian War. Caesar, with Cleopatra's forces, faced the army of Ptolemy XXXIII. The war culminated in a decisive battle on the Nile River, where Ptolemy's forces were routed, and the young pharaoh himself drowned while trying to escape. With her enemies vanquished, Cleopatra was restored to the throne, now ruling jointly with her even younger brother, Ptolemy XIV. However, it was clear that Cleopatra was the true power in Egypt, her position secured by the presence of Caesar and his legions. Caesar remained in Egypt for several months, captivated by Cleopatra's intelligence and charm. Their relationship, both political and personal, would have profound consequences for both Egypt and Rome. In 47 BC, Cleopatra gave birth to a son, Ptolemy Caesar, known to history as Caesarion, widely believed to be Caesar's son. Cleopatra's relationship with Caesar was multifaceted. It was a strategic alliance, securing her position on the throne and providing her with the backing of the most powerful man in the Roman world. Caesar, in turn, benefited from Egypt's wealth and resources, crucial for his ongoing campaigns. Beyond politics, however, their relationship was also one of mutual attraction and intellectual companionship. Cleopatra, fluent in several languages and well-versed in philosophy and the arts, was a captivating conversationalist. Caesar, for his part, was drawn to her intelligence, ambition, and regal bearing. Their affair caused a scandal in Rome, where Caesar's enemies seized upon it as evidence of his growing ambition and disregard for Roman tradition. Cleopatra, however, remained unfazed by Roman gossip. She accompanied Caesar to Rome in 46 BC, where she was received with a mixture of curiosity and disapproval. Section 5. The Queen and the General. Cleopatra and Mark Antony. After Caesar's assassination in 44 BC, Cleopatra returned to Egypt. The Roman Republic was plunged into civil war, and Cleopatra carefully watched the unfolding events. She knew that Egypt's fate was closely tied to the outcome of the Roman power struggle. One of the key figures in the post-Caesar Roman world was Mark Antony, Caesar's close friend and loyal general. In 41 BC, Antony summoned Cleopatra to Tarsus in modern-day Turkey to answer for her alleged support of his enemies. Cleopatra, ever the strategist, saw this as an opportunity to forge a new alliance with a powerful Roman leader. She arrived in Tarsus in grand style, sailing up the Cydnus River on a lavishly decorated barge dressed as the goddess Aphrodite. Antony, known for his love of luxury and spectacle, was completely captivated. Section 6. The Eastern Dream, Cleopatra and Antony's Ambitions. Cleopatra and Antony's relationship quickly blossomed into both a passionate love affair and a strategic alliance. They shared a vision of a powerful Eastern empire, with Egypt at its heart, challenging the dominance of Rome. Cleopatra provided Antony with financial and military support, crucial for his campaigns against Caesar's assassins and his rivals for power in Rome. Their alliance, however, was viewed with suspicion and hostility in Rome. Antony's enemies portrayed Cleopatra as a manipulative seductress, bent on ensnaring him and using him to further her own ambitions. Antony's public pronouncements, including his decision to bestow upon Cleopatra and their children territories in the east, further fueled these suspicions. Despite the growing opposition in Rome, Cleopatra and Antony continued to consolidate their power in the east. Cleopatra bore Antony 3 children twins, Alexander Helios and Cleopatra Selina, and another son, Ptolemy Philadelphus. While Cleopatra and Antony were building their power base in the east, a new threat was emerging in Rome. Octavian, Caesar's great-nephew and adopted heir, was steadily consolidating his own power. Octavian, a shrewd politician and a ruthless strategist, skillfully exploited Roman anxieties about Antony's relationship with Cleopatra and his perceived Easternization. He presented himself as the defender of Roman tradition and virtue, portraying Antony as a traitor, bewitched by a foreign queen. The conflict between Antony and Octavian escalated into open warfare in 32 BC. Octavian declared war on Cleopatra, skillfully framing the conflict as a war against a foreign enemy rather than a civil war against a fellow Roman. The decisive clash between the forces of Cleopatra and Antony and those of Octavian took place in 31 BC at the Battle of Actium, off the western coast of Greece. The battle was a naval engagement, and despite having a larger fleet, Cleopatra and Antony were decisively defeated. The reasons for their defeat were complex. Antony's forces were plagued by desertions, and his battle plans were hampered by indecision and delays. Cleopatra's fleet, while powerful, was ultimately outmaneuvered by Octavian's admiral, Agrippa. The defeat at Actium was a disaster for Cleopatra and Antony. They managed to escape to Egypt, but their forces were shattered, and their dreams of an Eastern Empire lay in ruins. Octavian, triumphant, prepared to deliver the final blow. In 30 BC, Octavian's forces invaded Egypt, meeting little resistance. Antony, facing defeat and despair, committed suicide. Cleopatra, unwilling to be paraded through the streets of Rome as a captive in Octavian's triumph, also chose to end her own life. The exact circumstances of Cleopatra's death are shrouded in mystery and legend. The most famous account claims that she died from a venomous snakebite, allowing an asp to bite her. Other accounts suggest she may have used a poisoned hairpin or other means. Regardless of the method, Cleopatra's death on August 12, 30 BC, marked the end of the Ptolemaic dynasty and the absorption of Egypt into the Roman Empire. Octavian, now the undisputed master of the Roman world, had achieved his goal, but at a high cost. Cleopatra, in death, had denied him the ultimate victory of capturing her alive. Her legend, however, would live on, ensuring her place in history as one of the most captivating and controversial figures of the ancient world. Cleopatra's story has captivated imaginations for centuries. She has been the subject of countless works of art, literature and film, her image transformed and reinterpreted through the lens of different cultures and historical periods. Was she a ruthless seductress who used her charms to manipulate powerful men, or a shrewd and capable ruler who fought to preserve her kingdom in a time of turmoil? The truth, as is often the case with historical figures, likely lies somewhere in between these extremes. Cleopatra's legacy is complex and multifaceted. She was the last pharaoh of Egypt, a queen who navigated the treacherous waters of Roman politics with intelligence and determination. She was a lover, a mother, and a ruler who left an indelible mark on history. Her story, a blend of political intrigue, passionate romance, and ultimate tragedy, continues to fascinate and inspire, ensuring that Cleopatra's legend will endure for generations to come. The sands of time have long concealed the daily lives of those who lived in ancient Egypt. Yet beneath the scorching desert sun, whispers from the past remain. Tombs, adorned with intricate paintings and carvings, offer us a unique window into their world. These vibrant scenes, preserved for thousands of years, provide a glimpse into the lives of ancient Egyptians, including their children. The Egyptians believed in life after death, a realm mirroring their earthly existence. They meticulously decorated their tombs with scenes from their daily lives, hoping to carry these experiences into the afterlife. These images, frozen in time, offer us invaluable insights into their customs, beliefs, and even the games their children played. Stepping into the painted chambers of ancient Egyptian tombs is like stepping back in time. We are transported to a world teeming with activity, where children are not merely passive observers, but active participants in the bustle of daily life. The tombs, particularly those from the Old and Middle Kingdoms, are replete with scenes of children engaging in various activities. These images reveal a society that cherished childhood and recognized the importance of play. Children are often depicted alongside adults participating in chores and celebrations. Their presence in these scenes suggests a close-knit family structure where children were integral members of the household and community. The tomb of Mereruka, a high-ranking official from the 6th dynasty, offers a captivating glimpse into the world of ancient Egyptian children. Among the many vibrant scenes adorning its walls, we find depictions of children engaged in playful acrobatics. These agile youngsters twist and contort their bodies into impressive poses, showcasing their flexibility and balance. One scene depicts a group of children forming a human pyramid, their small bodies balanced precariously atop one another. Another shows a young girl gracefully arched backward, her hands touching the ground behind her. These acrobatic displays were not merely forms of amusement. They were likely part of religious festivals and celebrations, adding an element of spectacle and entertainment to these important events. The rock-cut tombs of Beni Hassan, dating back to the Middle Kingdom, provide further evidence of the importance of movement and dance in ancient Egyptian culture. These tombs, carved meticulously into the cliffs, stand as silent witnesses to the vibrant life that once thrived here. The tombs, belonging to provincial governors, feature scenes of children engaged in a whirling dance, their bodies spinning and twirling with joyous abandon. These images capture the essence of youthful exuberance and the communal spirit of the time. Similarly, the tomb of Keti showcases children caught in mid-twirl, their colourful garments swirling around them like vibrant blossoms. The vivid colours and dynamic poses bring these ancient scenes to life, allowing us to glimpse the past. These whirling dances, likely accompanied by music and rhythmic clapping, were not only a form of entertainment but also a way for children to express themselves creatively and connect with their cultural heritage. Through these dances, they celebrated their identity and passed down traditions from one generation to the next, ensuring the continuity of their rich cultural tapestry. The scorching Egyptian sun dictated much of daily life, and clothing was no exception. The intense heat and relentless sun shaped the way ancient Egyptians dressed, influencing their choice of materials and styles. Ancient Egyptian children, much like their adult counterparts, donned light and airy garments suited to the hot climate. These garments were designed to keep them cool and comfortable, allowing them to go about their daily activities without being hindered by the oppressive heat. Linen, a fabric woven from the flax plant, was the material of choice, its breathable nature providing comfort in the sweltering heat. The process of weaving linen was an essential skill, passed down through generations, ensuring that everyone had access to this vital fabric. Young children, particularly boys, were often depicted wearing little to no clothing, their bare skin allowing them to stay cool under the desert sun. This minimalistic approach to clothing was practical and efficient, helping them avoid overheating. Girls, as they grew older, would wear simple linen dresses, often held up by straps over the shoulders. These dresses were not only functional, but also allowed for a degree of modesty as they transitioned into adulthood. These lightweight garments allowed for ease of movement, essential for active children engaged in play and exploration. The freedom of movement provided by their clothing enabled them to fully enjoy their childhood, exploring the world around them without restriction. The ancient Egyptian concept of childhood extended beyond mere survival. It encompassed play and imagination. Archaeological excavations at Kahun, a workers' town associated with the pyramid of Senusret II, have unearthed a treasure trove of children's toys, providing tangible evidence of their playful pursuits. Among the finds are balls made of woven fibres, their simple construction belying hours of fun spent tossing and catching. Wooden sticks, resembling miniature javelins, hint at games of skill and accuracy, while small carved figurines of animals ignite the imagination, transporting children to a world of make-believe. These toys, simple yet enduring, offer a poignant reminder that the desire for play transcends time and culture. Play in ancient Egypt was not limited to physical activity, it also encompassed games of skill and strategy. These games were an integral part of daily life and were enjoyed by both the young and the old. Board games, in particular, were popular pastimes, enjoyed by people of all ages, including children. These games were often played in the evenings or during festivals, bringing families and communities together. Two of the most well-known ancient Egyptian board games are Senet and Mehen. These games have been discovered in various archaeological sites, indicating their widespread popularity. Senet, a game of strategy played on a long, narrow board with 30 squares, involved moving pieces according to the roll of dice. The game required careful planning and foresight to outmaneuver opponents. The game, often found depicted in tomb paintings, was believed to have religious significance, representing the journey of the soul through the afterlife. It was thought that mastering Senet could help one navigate the challenges of the afterlife. Mehen, named after the snake god, was played on a circular board resembling a coiled serpent. The unique design of the board added an extra layer of complexity to the game. Players would move their pieces around the board, attempting to capture their opponent's pieces. The game required strategic thinking and a deep understanding of the rules to succeed. These games not only provided entertainment, but also honed children's cognitive skills and strategic thinking. They were a vital part of education, teaching important life skills through play. The Nile River, the lifeblood of ancient Egypt, was not only a source of sustenance but also a playground for children seeking respite from the desert heat. Swimming was a popular activity, and tomb scenes often depict children frolicking in the river's cool waters. One scene shows a group of children splashing and playing in the shallows, their laughter echoing through the ages. Another depicts children swimming alongside adults, their bodies sleek and agile in the water. The Nile, despite its inherent dangers, provided a much-needed escape from the scorching sun, offering children a chance to cool off, socialize, and engage in carefree play. The scenes etched into the walls of ancient Egyptian tombs offer us a poignant and enduring glimpse into the lives of children who lived thousands of years ago. These images, imbued with a sense of timelessness, remind us that childhood, with its inherent joys and wonder, transcends time and cultural boundaries. While our knowledge of ancient Egyptian childhood remains fragmentary, these glimpses into their world paint a picture of a society that valued play, creativity, and the importance of family. The toys they cherished, the games they played, and the laughter that undoubtedly filled their days are testaments to the universality of childhood experiences. Karnak Temple is a vast temple complex in Egypt, renowned for its immense size and historical significance. It is located on the east bank of the Nile River, which has been a lifeline for civilizations for millennia. Karnak is near the modern city of Luxor, a bustling urban centre that blends ancient history with contemporary life. This ancient site was once the city of Thebes, the capital of ancient Egypt during its New Kingdom period. The temple complex is a marvel of ancient architecture, showcasing the ingenuity and craftsmanship of the ancient Egyptians. It is a testament to the power and artistry of the pharaohs, who commissioned grand structures to honor their gods and themselves. Karnak was built and expanded over many centuries, with each pharaoh adding their own touch to the sprawling complex. It is a place of pilgrimage and worship for over 2,000 years, drawing people from all over to pay homage to the gods. The complex is a vast open-air museum, offering a unique glimpse into the religious and cultural practices of ancient Egypt. It is a treasure trove of ancient Egyptian art and architecture, with intricate carvings and monumental statues. Visitors can explore the many temples, chapels and monuments, each with its own story and historical significance. Karnak is a window into the past, offering insights into the religious, political and social life of ancient Egypt. It is a reminder of the grandeur and sophistication of ancient Egyptian civilization, a civilization that has left an indelible mark on history. Thebes was one of the most important cities in ancient Egypt, known for its grandeur and historical significance. It was the capital of Egypt for many centuries, serving as the heart of the nation during the Middle and New Kingdoms. Thebes was a center of political, religious and economic power, influencing the entire region with its wealth and culture. The city was dedicated to the god Amun-Re, who was considered the supreme deity in the Egyptian pantheon. He was the king of the gods, often depicted with a ram's head or as a man wearing a double-plumed crown. Thebes was also home to the goddess Mut, who was revered as the mother goddess and a symbol of motherhood and fertility. She was the consort of Amun-Re, and together they were worshipped as a divine couple. Their son, Khonsu, was the moon god, associated with time and healing. Together they formed the Theban triad, a powerful trio that was central to the religious life of Thebes. They were worshipped at Karnak, one of the largest and most significant temple complexes in ancient Egypt. The temple complex at Karnak was a reflection of Thebes' importance, showcasing its architectural and artistic achievements. It was a place where the pharaohs could honor the gods, performing rituals and ceremonies to gain their favor. The pharaohs built temples and monuments at Karnak, each adding to the splendor of the complex. They wanted to show their devotion to the gods, ensuring their legacy and divine support. The temple complex grew in size and grandeur over time, with each pharaoh contributing to its expansion. It became a symbol of the power and wealth of Egypt, standing as a testament to the civilization's achievements and religious devotion. Construction at Karnak began during the Middle Kingdom. This was around 2055 to 1650 BC. However, it was during the New Kingdom that Karnak truly flourished. This period was from 1550 to 1069 BC. The New Kingdom was a time of great prosperity and power for Egypt. The pharaohs of the New Kingdom were ambitious builders. They wanted to leave their mark on Egypt. They expanded the temple complex at Karnak. They added new temples, chapels, and monuments. Each pharaoh tried to outdo his predecessor. They wanted to create the most impressive structures. The result is a complex that is both awe-inspiring and bewildering in its scale. One of the most prolific builders at Karnak was the female pharaoh Hatshepsut. She ruled Egypt from 1478 to 1458 BC. Hatshepsut was a powerful and ambitious ruler. She commissioned many impressive building projects at Karnak. Hatshepsut's most famous contribution to Karnak is her Red Chapel. This is a small but perfectly proportioned shrine. It's made of red quartzite. The Red Chapel was once adorned with brilliant reliefs. It is a testament to Hatshepsut's artistry and her devotion to the gods. Hatshepsut also erected two massive obelisks at Karnak. These towering monuments were once the tallest structures in the world. They are a symbol of Hatshepsut's power and ambition. The Great Hypostyle Hall is one of the most impressive structures at Karnak. This architectural marvel stands as a testament to the ingenuity and ambition of ancient Egyptian builders. It is a massive hall supported by 134 columns, each one towering over visitors and creating a forest of stone that stretches towards the sky. The hall covers an area of 5,000 square meters, making it one of the largest religious spaces ever constructed in the ancient world. It is big enough to hold 10 cathedrals, a fact that underscores its immense scale and the grandeur of its design. The hypostyle hall was built by the pharaoh Seti I, who initiated its construction as part of his grand vision for the Karnak temple complex. He ruled Egypt from 1290 to 1279 BC, a period marked by significant architectural and cultural achievements. Seti I's son, Ramesses II, completed the hall, continuing his father's legacy and adding his own touches to the monumental structure. The hall is a masterpiece of engineering and artistry, showcasing the advanced techniques and artistic skills of ancient Egyptian craftsmen. The columns are decorated with intricate carvings, depicting scenes of gods, pharaohs, and religious rituals that tell the story of ancient Egypt. The great hypostyle hall was used for religious ceremonies, serving as a sacred space where priests conducted rituals and offerings to the gods. It was a place where the pharaoh could commune with the gods, reinforcing his divine right to rule and his connection to the divine. The hall is a testament to the power and grandeur of the new kingdom, reflecting the might and religious devotion of the pharaohs who built it. Section 6. The Temple's Later Years. The New Kingdom came to an end around 1069 BC. Egypt entered a period of decline. The temple complex at Karnak was still used for religious purposes. However, it was no longer expanded or embellished. In later centuries, Karnak was occupied by the Romans. They added their own touches to the complex. They built a temple to the god Jupiter. The Romans also converted some of the existing temples into churches. After the fall of the Roman Empire, Karnak was abandoned. It fell into ruin. The desert sands slowly buried the temple complex. Rediscovering a lost world. For centuries, Karnak lay forgotten. The local people knew of its existence. However, the outside world had no idea of its scale or grandeur. In the 18th century, European explorers began to rediscover the wonders of ancient Egypt. In 1798, Napoleon Bonaparte launched his expedition to Egypt. He brought with him a team of scholars and scientists. They were tasked with documenting the ancient monuments of Egypt. The team produced detailed drawings and descriptions of Karnak. These publications helped to spark a wave of interest in ancient Egypt. In the 19th century, archaeologists began to excavate Karnak in earnest. They uncovered the temple complex. Karnak, a World Heritage Site. Today, Karnak is one of the most popular tourist destinations in Egypt. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The complex is visited by millions of people every year. Karnak is an important site for archaeologists and historians. It is a rich source of information about ancient Egyptian culture and religion. Archaeologists are still excavating Karnak. They're making new discoveries all the time. The Karnak temple complex is a timeless wonder. It is a testament to the ingenuity, artistry, and devotion of the ancient Egyptians. Karnak is a place of pilgrimage, worship, and wonder for over 2,000 years. It continues to inspire us today. As the sun sets over Karnak, it casts long shadows over the ancient stones. It is a reminder of the passage of time. Karnak is a place where the past feels very much alive. It is a place where we can connect with the ancient world. Johann Ludwig Burckhardt, a name synonymous with exploration and discovery, was born in Switzerland in 1784. He grew up in a privileged family, receiving a classical education that ignited a passion for history and languages. Burckhardt's thirst for knowledge extended beyond the confines of Europe. He yearned to explore the distant lands of the Orient, captivated by their ancient civilizations and rich cultures. Little did he know that his name would be etched in history as a pioneer of exploration, forever linked to the rediscovery of some of the world's most awe-inspiring archaeological treasures. Burckhardt's early years were marked by a deep fascination with the world beyond his Swiss homeland. He devoured tales of adventure and exploration, his imagination ignited by the accounts of early travelers. His academic pursuits reflected this thirst for knowledge, excelling in his studies of history, geography, and languages. These disciplines provided him with a strong foundation, equipping him with the tools necessary to navigate the complexities of the Orient. With each passing year, his desire to experience these distant lands firsthand grew stronger, setting the stage for an extraordinary life of exploration and discovery. Burckhardt's family, while supportive of his academic pursuits, held reservations about his ambitions to travel to the east. The region was perceived as dangerous and unpredictable, fraught with risks that worried his loved ones. However, Burckhardt's determination remained unwavering. He understood the challenges that lay ahead but was undeterred. His resolve to explore the Orient, to immerse himself in its cultures and uncover its secrets, fueled his determination to overcome any obstacle in his path. This unwavering spirit would serve him well in the years to come, guiding him through the triumphs and tribulations of his extraordinary journeys. Determined to realize his dreams, Burckhardt embarked on a period of rigorous preparation. He journeyed to London in 1806, immersing himself in the city's intellectual circles. He honed his Arabic language skills at Cambridge, recognizing the importance of mastering local dialects to navigate the complexities of communication in the East. This linguistic dedication was not merely academic, it was a testament to Burckhardt's respect for the cultures he sought to engage with. His studies went beyond language acquisition, encompassing a deep dive into the history, customs, and religious practices of the Arab world. He delved into the accounts of previous explorers, scrutinizing their successes and failures, gleaning valuable insights from their experiences. Burckhardt recognized that knowledge, particularly cultural sensitivity, would be his greatest asset in navigating the challenges of the Orient. His preparations were meticulous, reflecting a blend of academic rigor and practical wisdom, shaping him into an explorer uniquely equipped for the journey ahead. In 1809, under the auspices of the African Association, a London-based organization dedicated to exploring the African continent, Burckhardt embarked on his journey to Cairo. This marked the beginning of his transformation from a scholar into an explorer, stepping out of the libraries and lecture halls and into the heart of the unknown. The voyage to Cairo was arduous, fraught with the challenges of sea travel during that era. Yet, Burckhardt faced each obstacle with unwavering determination, his spirit buoyed by the knowledge that he was one step closer to realizing his lifelong dream. His arrival in Cairo marked the beginning of his immersive experience in the Arab world. He dedicated himself to perfecting his Arabic, adopting local customs, and immersing himself in the rhythms of life along the Nile. He understood that to truly connect with the people and places he aimed to explore, he needed to blend in, to shed the persona of a European outsider and embrace the guise of a traveler who respected and appreciated the nuances of their culture. This commitment to cultural immersion would prove invaluable in the years to come, enabling him to gain access to places and people that had remained hidden from the outside world. Donning the persona of Sheikh Ibrahim ibn Abdallah, a guise meticulously crafted to blend into local communities, Burckhardt embarked on his exploration of the Ottoman Empire's southern regions. This strategic adoption of a local identity was essential for his safety and success. It allowed him to navigate sensitive religious and cultural landscapes, facilitating interactions with local populations who might have been wary of a European traveller. His disguise was more than just a change of clothes. It was an embodiment of his commitment to respectful exploration. In 1812, while journeying through the rugged landscapes of present-day Jordan, Burckhardt encountered Bedouin tribesmen who spoke of a hidden city carved into the sandstone cliffs. Intrigued by their descriptions, he persuaded them to guide him to this mysterious place, unaware that he was about to rediscover one of antiquity's most spectacular lost cities, Petra. The journey was fraught with challenges, navigating treacherous terrain and negotiating with wary locals. Yet Burckhardt's perseverance, fueled by a thirst for discovery, led him to the very heart of this hidden wonder. As he stood before the treasury, Petra's most iconic monument, carved with astonishing detail into the sheer rock face, Burckhardt was awestruck. He meticulously documented the ruins, sketching detailed drawings and recording intricate measurements. He recognized the historical significance of his discovery, understanding that he was rediscovering a lost civilization, a testament to the ingenuity and artistry of the Nabataean people. His meticulous documentation, carried out under the guise of a simple traveler, would prove crucial in reintroducing Petra to the world. Despite his awe at the grandeur of Petra, Burckhardt remained committed to his assumed identity. He knew that revealing his true purpose could jeopardize his safety and limit his access to other hidden treasures. He feigned disinterest, downplaying the significance of the ruins to avoid arousing suspicion. This act of calculated indifference, a testament to his adaptability and quick thinking, allowed him to complete his exploration of Petra and continue his journey, carrying with him the knowledge of a rediscovered wonder that would captivate the world's imagination. Burckhardt's journey continued southward, leading him to Egypt, a land steeped in ancient history. He immersed himself in the study of hieroglyphics, recognizing the importance of deciphering these ancient scripts to unlock the secrets of Egypt's past. His linguistic talents, honed through years of dedicated study, proved invaluable as he grappled with the complexities of this ancient writing system. His efforts, while preliminary, contributed to the growing field of Egyptology, laying the groundwork for future scholars who would ultimately crack the code of hieroglyphics. In 1813, while travelling along the Nile, Burckhardt's attention was drawn to tales of colossal statues buried in the sand near the village of Abu Simbel. Intrigued, he ventured into the desert, guided by local stories and rumours. His perseverance was rewarded when he stumbled upon the awe-inspiring temple complex of Abu Simbel, half buried by the shifting sands of time. The sight of these colossal statues, carved with such grandeur and scale, left him speechless. He recognized the historical significance of his discovery, understanding that he was standing before a monument of unparalleled grandeur, a testament to the power and ambition of Pharaoh Rameses II. He meticulously documented the site, his detailed descriptions and sketches capturing the magnificence of the temple complex. Burckhardt's discovery at Abu Simbel, alongside his rediscovery of Petra, cemented his legacy as a pioneer of archaeology, a man who brought to light some of the ancient world's most spectacular treasures. Despite the challenges he faced, the scorching heat, the unforgiving terrain, and the constant need to maintain his assumed identity, Burckhardt's spirit never wavered. He pressed on, driven by an insatiable curiosity and a profound respect for the cultures he encountered. His journey through Egypt was more than just a geographical exploration. It was a testament to the power of human curiosity. A journey that revealed the enduring allure of ancient civilizations and the thrill of uncovering their hidden wonders. Saqqara, a timeless necropolis. Egypt, a land steeped in history and ancient wonders. Join me, if you will, on a journey to Saqqara. Saqqara, a vast necropolis south of Cairo, whispers tales of pharaohs and ancient rites. Imagine a desert landscape, the silence broken only by the wind. Here lies Saqqara, a testament to Egypt's enduring legacy. This sprawling site is a treasure trove of tombs, temples and pyramids. For over 3,000 years, Saqqara served as the burial ground for Memphis. Memphis, the ancient capital of Egypt. Saqqara's historical significance is immeasurable. It provides an unparalleled glimpse into ancient Egyptian life, death and belief systems. Unlike the more famous Giza Plateau, Saqqara boasts monuments from various periods of Egyptian history. This makes it a truly unique window into the evolution of Egyptian civilization. From the Old Kingdom to the late period, Saqqara holds secrets waiting to be unveiled. The Step Pyramid, an architectural marvel. Dominating the Saqqara skyline is the Step Pyramid of Djoser. This architectural marvel, built in the 27th century BC, is a sight to behold. Imagine a pyramid not with smooth sides, but with 6 massive steps. This is the Step Pyramid, a revolutionary structure that changed the course of Egyptian architecture. The Step Pyramid was the brainchild of Imhotep, a genius architect and polymath. Prior to the Step Pyramid, tombs were simple rectangular structures known as mastabas. Imhotep's vision, however, was far grander. He conceived of stacking mastabas, one on top of the other, creating a towering symbol of royal power. The result was the world's first monumental stone structure, a testament to Imhotep's ingenuity. The Step Pyramid is not just a tomb, it is a symbol of innovation and human ambition. Pyramids of the 5th and 6th dynasties. The Step Pyramid of Djoser may be Saqqara's most iconic monument, but it is far from the only pyramid at this sprawling site. The 5th and 6th dynasties also left their mark on Saqqara, constructing pyramids that, while smaller than Djoser's masterpiece, are no less intriguing. These later pyramids, often referred to as true pyramids due to their smooth sides, reflect the evolution of pyramid building techniques. Among these, the Pyramid of Unas stands out. This pyramid, though modest in size, holds a special place in Egyptian history as the final resting place of Pharaoh Unas. The Pyramid of Unas is remarkable for another reason. It contains the earliest known examples of pyramid texts. These texts, inscribed on the walls of the pyramid's inner chambers, are a collection of spells and incantations intended to assist the deceased pharaoh in the afterlife. Unveiling the secrets of the Serapeum. Deep beneath the sands of Saqqara lies another wonder, the Serapeum. This subterranean complex, a labyrinth of tunnels and chambers, served a unique purpose. It was the burial ground for the Apis bulls. To the ancient Egyptians, the Apis bull was no ordinary animal. It was considered a living embodiment of the god Ptah, the patron deity of Memphis. When an Apis bull died, it was mummified and interred in the Serapeum with great ceremony. These burials were lavish affairs, accompanied by offerings of food, jewellery and other precious objects. The Serapeum's discovery in the 19th century caused a sensation. The massive granite sarcophagi, some weighing over 60 tons, contained not only the mummified remains of the bulls, but also a wealth of artifacts that provided invaluable insights into this ancient cult. Saqqara's significance extends far beyond the Old Kingdom. It continued to be an active burial ground for centuries, reflecting the ebb and flow of Egyptian history. During the First Intermediate Period, a time of political upheaval and decentralization, Saqqara witnessed the construction of new tombs and the expansion of older ones. These tombs, while perhaps less grand than their Old Kingdom predecessors, reflect the changing political landscape and the emergence of new regional powers. The Middle Kingdom saw a resurgence of royal power and a renewed interest in Saqqara. Pharaohs of this era, eager to connect with their glorious ancestors, commissioned new monuments and restored older ones. It was during the New Kingdom, however, that Saqqara experienced another period of intense activity. The pharaohs of this era, though they had moved their capital to Thebes, still recognized the importance of Saqqara as a sacred site. While the pyramids and the Serapeum may be the most famous attractions at Saqqara, the site is also home to hundreds of tombs belonging to high-ranking officials, priests, and other members of the elite. These tombs, often elaborately decorated with scenes from daily life, offer a fascinating glimpse into the lives of the people who lived and worked in ancient Memphis. The walls of these tombs are covered in vibrant paintings and intricate carvings, depicting everything from hunting and fishing expeditions to religious rituals and funerary banquets. These scenes are not merely decorative. They served a symbolic purpose, providing the deceased with provisions and entertainment in the afterlife. They also offer us a window into the beliefs, values, and daily activities of the ancient Egyptians. Saqqara, despite centuries of exploration, continues to surprise and amaze archaeologists. In recent years, a series of remarkable discoveries has captivated the world and underscored the site's enduring importance. In 2020, for example, archaeologists unearthed a vast cache of over 100 beautifully painted wooden coffins, many still sealed after more than 2,500 years. These coffins, containing the mummified remains of men, women and children, provide a unique glimpse into ancient burial practices and religious beliefs. The discovery of new tombs and artifacts at Saqqara is not a rare occurrence. The site is vast, and much of it remains unexplored. Each new find adds to our understanding of this ancient necropolis and the people who lived and died there. Saqqara, an open-air museum. Today, Saqqara is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of Egypt's most popular tourist destinations, but it is more than just a collection of ancient monuments. It is a living museum, a place where the past is still very much present. As you wander through the site, you can almost hear the echoes of the pharaohs and imagine the rituals that once took place here. Saqqara's open-air setting enhances its allure, allowing visitors to experience the site in its natural environment. The vastness of the necropolis, the silence of the desert, and the sheer age of the monuments create an atmosphere that is both awe-inspiring and humbling. Whether you are an archaeologist, a history enthusiast, or simply someone with a thirst for adventure, Saqqara is a destination that is sure to leave a lasting impression. Saqqara, with its timeless pyramids, its subterranean secrets, and its vibrant tomb paintings, stands as a testament to the ingenuity, artistry, and enduring legacy of ancient Egypt. It is a place where the past is not dead and buried, but very much alive, waiting to be discovered and understood. So the next time you find yourself in Egypt, make sure to visit Saqqara. Walk among the pyramids, explore the tombs, and let the spirit of this ancient necropolis transport you back in time. Ancient Egypt, a land of majestic pyramids and colossal temples, a civilization shrouded in mystery and wonder. For centuries, the secrets of the ancient Egyptians lay dormant, locked away in their intricate scripts. Like whispers from the past, these scripts tantalized explorers and scholars alike. They held the key to understanding a civilization that had vanished millennia ago. The sands of time had buried the stories, beliefs, and knowledge of the ancient Egyptians. But the discovery of these scripts sparked a quest for knowledge. It was a quest to decipher the symbols and unlock the secrets of this ancient world. The journey promised to be both challenging and rewarding. The allure of ancient Egypt lies not only in its monumental architecture, it also lies in the intricate system of writing that adorned its walls. These inscriptions, a complex tapestry of symbols and figures, were not mere decorations. They were a sophisticated system of communication, a system that evolved over centuries, reflecting the changing needs of the Egyptian civilization. The study of ancient Egyptian scripts has illuminated our understanding of this remarkable civilization. It has brought us closer to the lives of the pharaohs, priests, and ordinary people who lived along the banks of the Nile. Their stories, once lost to time, are now being pieced together. At the heart of ancient Egyptian writing lay three principal scripts: hieroglyphs, hieratic and demotic. Each script served a distinct purpose, reflecting the diverse needs of Egyptian society. Understanding these scripts is crucial to unlocking the mysteries of ancient Egyptian civilization. Hieroglyphs, meaning sacred carvings, were the most formal and elaborate script. These intricate symbols, often resembling animals, plants, or everyday objects, represented words, sounds, or concepts. Hieroglyphs adorned the walls of temples and tombs. They served as a visual testament to the power of the pharaohs and the glory of the gods. For everyday use, the Egyptians developed a cursive script known as hieratic. Hieratic, meaning priestly, was a simplified and more fluid form of hieroglyphs. It was used by scribes for administrative documents, letters, and literary texts. Hieratic played a vital role in the day-to-day functioning of the Egyptian state. As time progressed, a new script emerged called demotic. Demotic, meaning popular, was even more cursive and abstract than hieratic. It became the dominant script during the late period of ancient Egypt. Demotic appeared on contracts, legal documents, and even on pieces of pottery. It offered a glimpse into the lives of ordinary Egyptians. The act of writing in ancient Egypt was a sacred and skilled craft. Scribes, highly respected members of society, were entrusted with the task of preserving knowledge and recording history. They approached their work with meticulous care, using a variety of materials and tools. Papyrus, a paper-like material made from the papyrus plant, was the primary writing surface. The Egyptians developed a complex process for harvesting, processing, and assembling papyrus sheets into scrolls. These scrolls could be of varying lengths. Some were short, others stretched for meters, containing vast amounts of information. The scribe's toolkit consisted of a palette, 2 reed brushes, and a pot of water. The palette, usually made of wood or stone, held 2 depressions for black and red ink. Black ink, made from soot or charcoal mixed with gum, was used for the main body of the text. Red ink, derived from ochre or red lead, was used for headings, highlights, and special symbols. Writing on papyrus required a steady hand and a keen eye for detail. Scribes used the 2 reed brushes with varying thicknesses to create different stroke widths. The brushes were dipped in water and then into the ink, carefully controlling the flow of ink onto the papyrus. For centuries, the secrets of ancient Egyptian scripts remained hidden. Scholars could only marvel at the beauty of the hieroglyphs without understanding their meaning. Then in 1799, a discovery revolutionized the study of ancient Egypt, the Rosetta Stone. The Rosetta Stone, a large slab of black granite, was unearthed by French soldiers in the Egyptian port city of Rosetta. It contained the same text inscribed in 3 different scripts: hieroglyphs, demotic, and ancient Greek. This trilingual inscription proved to be the key to deciphering the ancient Egyptian language. The discovery of the Rosetta Stone ignited a wave of excitement among scholars worldwide. Here, at last, was a tool that could unlock the secrets of the hieroglyphs. The ancient Greek inscription, a language well known to scholars, provided a translation of the Egyptian texts. The process of deciphering the hieroglyphs was long and arduous. Scholars painstakingly compared the 3 scripts, looking for patterns and correspondences. They realized that certain hieroglyphs enclosed in ovals, known as cartouches, represented the names of pharaohs. This breakthrough paved the way for further discoveries. The Egyptian language, like all languages, was not static. It evolved over millennia, adapting to changing social and cultural influences. Understanding this linguistic evolution is crucial to grasping the nuances of ancient Egyptian texts. The earliest known stage of the Egyptian language is Old Egyptian, spoken from the early dynastic period to the end of the Old Kingdom. Old Egyptian laid the foundation for later stages of the language. It is characterized by its complex grammar and distinctive vocabulary. As time progressed, Old Egyptian gave way to Middle Egyptian, spoken during the Middle Kingdom and Second Intermediate period. Middle Egyptian exhibited some grammatical simplifications compared to its predecessor. It became the language of classical literature and religious texts. During the New Kingdom, Late Egyptian emerged as the dominant language. Late Egyptian witnessed further grammatical changes and saw the introduction of new words. It was the language of administration, diplomacy, and everyday life. The final stage of the Egyptian language was Coptic, which emerged in the Roman period. Coptic, written using the Greek alphabet, incorporated elements of Greek vocabulary. It was primarily used by the Coptic Christian community and eventually faded out as Arabic became the dominant language of Egypt. In the hierarchy of ancient Egyptian society, scribes held a position of great respect and influence. They were the guardians of knowledge, responsible for preserving and transmitting information across generations. Their skills were essential to the functioning of the Egyptian state. Becoming a scribe was a long and arduous process. Boys from elite families began their training at a young age. They spent years memorizing hieroglyphs, mastering grammar and learning the intricacies of Egyptian literature. Scribal schools were demanding environments. Discipline was strict. Students who excelled were rewarded with prestigious positions in the royal court or temples. The role of scribes extended far beyond simply writing. They served as administrators, accountants, priests, and even architects. Their knowledge of mathematics, astronomy, and engineering was crucial for building temples, surveying land, and managing complex irrigation systems. Scribes were not merely copyists. They were also creative thinkers and storytellers. They composed hymns to the gods, love poems, and tales of adventure. Their works provide invaluable insights into the beliefs, values, and daily lives of the ancient Egyptians. The legacy of ancient Egyptian scripts is profound and enduring. The deciphering of hieroglyphs and the study of the Egyptian language have revolutionized our understanding of this ancient civilization. We can now read the words of pharaohs, explore the beliefs of priests, and delve into the lives of ordinary people. The inscriptions on temple walls and tomb paintings are no longer silent witnesses to a bygone era. They speak to us across millennia, revealing the hopes, dreams, and fears of a civilization that flourished along the banks of the Nile. We can now appreciate the artistry of their writing, the complexity of their language, and the depth of their knowledge. The study of ancient Egyptian scripts is an ongoing endeavor. New discoveries are constantly being made, shedding further light on this fascinating civilization. Each inscription deciphered, each text translated, brings us one step closer to unraveling the mysteries of ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt. The name conjures images of towering pyramids, enigmatic pharaohs, and hieroglyphs whispering secrets across millennia. This civilization, nestled along the fertile Nile River, stands as one of the most significant in human history. Its legacy echoes through time, influencing art, architecture, religion, and governance for thousands of years. Emerging around 3000 BC, ancient Egypt blossomed in a period when most of the world was still grappling with rudimentary forms of society. This remarkable civilization, with its sophisticated systems of writing, government, and cosmology, left an indelible mark on the trajectory of human development. From the moment its first dynasty took power to the twilight of its final pharaoh, ancient Egypt was a beacon of innovation and culture. Its story is a tapestry woven from the threads of ambition, faith, and the relentless pursuit of order in a world often defined by chaos. Before the rise of the pharaohs, Egypt was a land divided. The vast and fertile Nile River Valley was home to numerous small communities and tribes, each with its own customs, beliefs, and ways of life. These communities were spread across the length of the Nile, from the delta in the north to the cataracts in the south. Two prominent kingdoms, Upper and Lower Egypt, emerged as dominant forces in this fragmented landscape. Upper Egypt, located in the southern part of the country, was characterized by its narrow strip of fertile land along the Nile, while Lower Egypt, in the north, encompassed the broad and marshy delta region. Each kingdom had its own ruler, known as a king, and distinct cultural practices that reflected their unique environments and ways of life. The unification of these two lands under a single ruler marked a pivotal moment in Egyptian history. This monumental event not only brought an end to the long-standing rivalry between Upper and Lower Egypt, but also ushered in the era of pharaonic rule. The consolidation of power under one ruler laid the foundation for the rise of a powerful and enduring civilization, characterized by remarkable achievements in art, architecture, and governance. Around 3100 BC, a king named Menes, who hailed from Upper Egypt, embarked on a campaign to conquer Lower Egypt. Through a combination of military prowess and strategic alliances, Menes succeeded in uniting the two lands under his rule. This unification was symbolized by the double crown, which combined the white crown of Upper Egypt and the red crown of Lower Egypt, signifying the unity of the two regions. This momentous event marked the beginning of the early dynastic period and the birth of ancient Egypt as we know it. The unification of Upper and Lower Egypt set the stage for the development of a centralized state, with a strong and stable government that could oversee large-scale projects and manage the resources of the entire Nile Valley. While there is some debate among scholars about the exact identity of Menes, with some suggesting that he may have been a composite figure or that his achievements were attributed to multiple rulers, his achievement in unifying Egypt is undeniable. The legacy of Menes, whether as a single individual or a symbolic representation of early Egyptian kingship, remains a cornerstone of Egyptian history. With the establishment of the first dynasty, a new era of centralized rule and political stability dawned upon Egypt. The pharaohs of the first dynasty set the precedent for future rulers, establishing a system of governance that would endure for millennia. This centralized authority allowed for the efficient administration of the kingdom, the collection of taxes, and the organization of labor for monumental building projects. This newfound unity allowed for greater cooperation, resource management, and cultural exchange among the various regions of Egypt. The centralized government facilitated the construction of impressive architectural feats such as the early pyramids and temples, and the development of a sophisticated system of writing and record-keeping. These achievements set the stage for the remarkable accomplishments that would characterize the Old Kingdom period, often referred to as the Age of the Pyramids, when Egypt reached new heights of cultural and technological advancement. The early pharaohs were not merely rulers, they were considered divine beings, intermediaries between the gods and humanity. They were seen as the earthly embodiment of the gods, with a divine right to rule. This belief granted them unparalleled authority and reverence among their subjects. They wielded absolute power, controlling all aspects of Egyptian life, from the construction of monumental tombs and temples to the management of agriculture and trade. The pharaohs oversaw the building of grand structures that would stand the test of time, serving as both tombs and temples to honor the gods and themselves. Their influence extended to the fertile lands along the Nile, where they directed agricultural practices to ensure bountiful harvests, which were crucial for the sustenance of their people and the prosperity of their kingdom. Trade routes were established and maintained under their watchful eyes, bringing in goods and wealth from distant lands. Their reigns were marked by ambitious building projects, military campaigns, and the development of a complex administrative system that would serve as the backbone of Egyptian society for centuries to come. These projects were not just displays of power, but also served practical purposes, such as fortifying the kingdom's defenses and showcasing their divine favor. The military campaigns expanded their territories and brought in resources, while the administrative system ensured that the vast empire was efficiently managed, with a bureaucracy that kept meticulous records and facilitated the smooth running of the state.
One of the most significant figures of this early period was King Djoser, the second pharaoh of the Third Dynasty. His reign marked a period of great innovation and development in ancient Egypt. Djoser is credited with commissioning the construction of the step pyramid at Saqqara, the earliest known example of a monumental stone structure in Egypt. This pyramid was a revolutionary architectural feat, setting a precedent for future constructions. It was not just a tomb, but a symbol of the pharaoh's divine power and a testament to the advanced engineering skills of the ancient Egyptians. This innovative pyramid, designed by the architect Imhotep, marked a turning point in Egyptian architecture and funerary practices. Imhotep, who was later deified, introduced the use of stone as a building material, which allowed for more durable and grandiose structures. The step pyramid's design influenced the construction of subsequent pyramids and became a model for future generations.
Another prominent ruler of this era was King Sneferu, the founder of the Fourth Dynasty. His reign was characterized by significant architectural and military achievements. Sneferu was a prolific builder, credited with the construction of at least 3 major pyramids. These included the Bent Pyramid and the Red Pyramid, which showcased advancements in engineering and construction techniques. His ambitious building projects not only demonstrated his power, but also laid the groundwork for the construction of the Great Pyramids of Giza by his successors. His reign was also marked by military campaigns into Nubia and Libya, expanding the borders of the Egyptian state and securing valuable resources. These campaigns were crucial for the kingdom's economic stability and growth, as they brought in gold, slaves, and other resources that bolstered the pharaoh's wealth and power. Sneferu's military prowess and strategic acumen ensured that Egypt remained a dominant force in the region, with a legacy that would influence future generations of rulers. The pyramids of Egypt are perhaps the most iconic symbols of this ancient civilization. These monumental structures have fascinated historians, archaeologists, and tourists alike for centuries, standing as silent sentinels of a bygone era. These colossal structures, built as tombs for the pharaohs and their consorts, stand as testaments to the ingenuity, organizational skills, and religious beliefs of the ancient Egyptians. The sheer scale and precision of these pyramids continue to baffle modern engineers and architects, showcasing the advanced understanding of mathematics and astronomy possessed by the ancient builders. The construction of these massive monuments required an immense amount of labor and resources, reflecting the pharaohs' absolute power and their desire to leave an enduring legacy in the sands of time. Thousands of laborers, including skilled artisans, craftsmen and farmers during the off-season, worked tirelessly to ensure the completion of these grand projects. The logistics involved in quarrying, transporting and assembling the massive stone blocks are a testament to the highly organized society of ancient Egypt. The early pyramids were not without their challenges. The process of trial and error played a significant role in the evolution of pyramid construction techniques. Sneferu's first attempt at building a true smooth-sided pyramid, known as the Maidum Pyramid, ended in partial collapse during construction. This failure provided valuable lessons that informed future architectural endeavors. Undeterred, he embarked on the construction of another pyramid, the Bent Pyramid, which, while successfully completed, exhibits a peculiar bent slope, likely due to adjustments made during construction to prevent further instability. This unique structure stands as a testament to the adaptive and innovative spirit of ancient Egyptian architects. Sneferu's final pyramid, the Red Pyramid, was a triumph of engineering and design. This pyramid marked a significant milestone in the evolution of pyramid construction, showcasing a perfected technique that would influence future generations. It was the first successful true pyramid, with smooth sides rising at a consistent angle to a pointed apex. The Red Pyramid's success laid the groundwork for the construction of even more ambitious projects. The Red Pyramid served as a model for the Great Pyramid of Giza, built by Sneferu's son, Khufu, and considered one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. The Great Pyramid, with its precise alignment to the cardinal points and its massive scale, remains one of the most studied and admired structures in human history. It continues to inspire awe and wonder, symbolizing the enduring legacy of ancient Egypt's architectural and cultural achievements. Abydos. The very name evokes a sense of mystery and ancient power, a place where history and myth intertwine. Located on the west bank of the Nile in Upper Egypt, Abydos is one of the oldest and most important archaeological sites in all of Egypt, a cradle of civilization. For millennia, Abydos has been a place of pilgrimage, a sacred ground where ancient Egyptians came to honor their gods and seek a connection to the afterlife. Abydos was more than just a city. It was a symbol of the eternal cycle of life, death and resurrection, a testament to the beliefs of an ancient people. Even today, standing among the ruins of its temples and tombs, one can feel the weight of history and the echoes of a civilization long gone, yet still present in spirit. For it was here, in the sands of Abydos, that the story of ancient Egypt began to unfold, a story that continues to captivate the world. Here, pharaohs were laid to rest, their tombs filled with treasures and offerings for the afterlife, ensuring their journey to eternity. And it was here that the cult of Osiris, god of the underworld and rebirth, took root and flourished, shaping the spiritual landscape of ancient Egypt. Abydos was never truly abandoned, its spiritual significance enduring through the ages. Even after its political and economic power waned, it remained a sacred site, a place where pilgrims continued to come to pay homage to Osiris and pray for his blessings, a tradition that persists to this day. Over the centuries, the sands of the desert slowly encroached upon the city, burying its temples and tombs beneath their protective embrace, preserving them for future generations. But the legacy of Abydos lived on, preserved in the myths and legends passed down through generations of Egyptians, a testament to its enduring influence. It was not until the 19th century that archaeologists began to excavate the ruins of Abydos, uncovering its secrets and revealing the splendor of this once great city, a city that had been lost to time. Today, Abydos is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, its temples and tombs a testament to the ingenuity, artistry and enduring beliefs of the ancient Egyptians, a legacy that continues to inspire awe and wonder. Abydos first rose to prominence in the pre-dynastic period around 3100 BC, when Egypt was in its infancy, a time when the foundations of one of the world's greatest civilizations were being laid. It was during this time that the first pharaohs, rulers who united Upper and Lower Egypt under their rule, chose Abydos as their final resting place, marking it as a site of immense importance. They constructed elaborate tombs known as mastabas, which were rectangular structures with flat roofs and sloping sides, built of mud brick and often decorated with colorful paintings and intricate reliefs. These early tombs were not just places of burial, but also symbols of power and authority, reflecting the pharaoh's divine status. They were filled with grave goods, including pottery, jewelry, weapons, and even boats, intended to accompany the deceased into the afterlife, ensuring they had everything they needed for their journey. The tombs at Abydos provide us with invaluable insights into the beliefs, rituals and social structures of these early Egyptians, offering a window into their world. One of the most significant discoveries at Abydos was the tomb of King Jer, one of the earliest pharaohs of the First Dynasty, whose reign marked a pivotal moment in Egyptian history. Jer's tomb was a large and impressive structure surrounded by subsidiary graves for his family and retainers, indicating his high status and the reverence in which he was held. Inside the tomb, archaeologists discovered fragments of Jer's funerary equipment, including a fragment of his arm, which had been ripped off and placed in a separate box, a practice that remains a mystery. The presence of such elaborate tombs at Abydos suggests that the city was already a place of great religious significance in the pre-dynastic period, long before the rise of the pharaohs. It was believed to be the burial place of Webwawet, the jackal god of the dead, who was closely associated with the king and the afterlife, guiding the souls of the deceased. The association with Webwawet, combined with the presence of royal tombs, made Abydos a powerful symbol of death and resurrection, a place where the pharaohs could transition to the afterlife and join the company of the gods, ensuring their eternal life and divine status. As Egypt entered the early dynastic period, around 3000 to 2686 BC, Abydos continued to flourish as a necropolis and a center of religious activity. However, it was during this time that a new cult began to emerge in Abydos, one that would eventually overshadow all others, the cult of Osiris. The origins of Osiris are shrouded in mystery, but he is typically depicted as a mummified king, often with green skin symbolizing rebirth, wearing the Atef crown and holding the crook and flail, symbols of kingship and fertility. According to Egyptian mythology, Osiris was a benevolent king who ruled Egypt with his wife Isis. He taught the Egyptians agriculture, law and civilization, but was murdered by his jealous brother, Set. Osiris's death and resurrection became a central myth in Egyptian religion, symbolizing the cycle of life, death and rebirth. His story resonated deeply with the Egyptians, who saw in Osiris a promise of eternal life after death. As the cult of Osiris spread throughout Egypt, Abydos became one of the most important pilgrimage sites in the country, attracting countless devotees. Egyptians from all walks of life flocked to Abydos, hoping to be buried near the god Osiris, or at least to have their names inscribed on stelae or other monuments erected in the sacred precinct. They believed that proximity to Osiris would increase their chances of a favorable judgment in the afterlife. Pilgrims would offer prayers, sacrifices, and votive offerings to Osiris, hoping to gain his favor and ensure their resurrection. The pilgrimage to Abydos was a journey of faith, a chance to connect with the divine and seek solace in the face of death. The spiritual atmosphere of Abydos provided comfort to many. The influx of pilgrims to Abydos had a profound impact on the city. Temples and shrines were built to accommodate the growing number of worshippers. Cenotaphs, symbolic tombs that did not contain the body of the deceased, were constructed by wealthy Egyptians who could not afford to be buried at Abydos but wanted to be symbolically linked to the god. Abydos became a bustling center of religious activity, its streets thronged with priests, pilgrims and merchants. The pilgrimage to Abydos was more than just a religious duty. It was also an opportunity for social and economic exchange. People from different parts of Egypt would converge on Abydos, bringing with them their customs, beliefs and goods. The city became a melting pot of Egyptian culture, a place where ideas were shared and traditions were transmitted, enriching the cultural tapestry of Egypt. In ancient Egypt, the concept of eternity was not just a distant dream, but a tangible reality. The Egyptians built their homes, not just for the living, but also for the afterlife. They believed that the soul would continue to live on, needing a place to reside. Tombs were constructed with meticulous care, designed to last forever. These structures were more than just resting places. They were eternal homes for the departed. The walls were adorned with scenes of daily life, ensuring that the deceased could continue their existence in the afterlife. The belief in an eternal house was deeply rooted in their culture. Every detail, from the architecture to the inscriptions, was meant to provide comfort and security for the soul's journey beyond death. This profound connection between life and death, between the temporal and the eternal, is what made ancient Egyptian civilization so unique and enduring. Their houses for eternity stand as a testament to their unwavering faith in the afterlife. The stones of Abydos tell a story that spans millennia. Each carving, each inscription is a testament to the lives and beliefs of the ancient Egyptians. It's fascinating to think about how these stones have witnessed the ebb and flow of history, standing silent yet eloquent in their endurance. At Abydos, the gods were honored with grand temples and intricate rituals. The ancient Egyptians believed that Abydos was the gateway to the afterlife, a sacred place where they could connect with the divine. The devotion and reverence shown here reflect a deep spiritual connection that transcended daily life. Beyond the famous temples, Abydos is home to numerous other monuments that add to its rich tapestry. From lesser-known chapels to ancient tombs, each structure contributes to the overall significance of this sacred city. These monuments, though perhaps not as renowned, are equally important in understanding the full scope of Abydos's historical and cultural landscape. The legacy of Abydos is not just in its ancient stones, but in the wealth of knowledge it has provided to modern archaeology. Each discovery here has helped piece together the complex puzzle of Egypt's past. The significance of Abydos continues to grow as new findings shed light on the lives and beliefs of those who once walked these grounds. In many ways, the story of Abydos is still being written, one artifact at a time. Let's travel back in time to meet the Nabataeans, a fascinating ancient civilization. They were an ancient people who lived in the deserts of the Middle East, thriving in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Imagine them becoming a powerful force between the 4th and 2nd centuries BC, known for their amazing trading skills and strategic acumen. They were like the experts of their time, controlling important trade routes that connected Arabia, Egypt, and the Mediterranean, facilitating the exchange of goods and culture. Think of the valuable goods they transported: spices, incense, and myrrh, items that were highly sought after and essential for various rituals and daily life. These goods were super popular in the ancient world, making the Nabataeans incredibly influential and wealthy. This trade made them very wealthy, allowing them to build impressive cities and monuments, the most famous being Petra, carved into the cliffs. The Nabataeans were also skilled negotiators, adept at keeping peace with different empires and ensuring the safety of their trade routes. This made them important players in the region's trade, acting as intermediaries between various cultures and economies. Even today, historians and archaeologists are fascinated by their legacy as desert traders, uncovering new insights into their sophisticated society and enduring influence. The beginnings of the Nabataeans are still a bit of a mystery. Their early history is shrouded in the sands of time, leaving much to the imagination and the diligent work of archaeologists. Scholars, who are like history detectives, believe they were a nomadic Arab people who journeyed from the Arabian Peninsula around the 6th century BC. These scholars piece together clues from ancient texts and artifacts to form a picture of the Nabataeans' early days. They settled in what we now know as Jordan, southern Syria, and northwestern Saudi Arabia. This region, with its rugged terrain and strategic location, became the heart of their civilization. Living in this tough desert environment shaped their culture, making them experts at saving water. The harsh conditions of the desert demanded ingenuity and resilience, qualities that the Nabataeans possessed in abundance. They came up with clever ways to collect and store water, which helped them thrive in this unforgiving landscape. Their advanced water management systems, including cisterns and rock-cut channels, were marvels of engineering. The name Nabataean might come from the Arabic word nabat, meaning to spring up or grow, which makes sense considering how they flourished in a dry environment. Their ability to adapt and grow in such a harsh climate is a testament to their resourcefulness. The Nabataeans left behind a rich cultural legacy, and their impact on the region is still visible today. From the majestic ruins of Petra to the ancient inscriptions that tell their story, the Nabataeans continue to captivate our imagination and inspire awe. The Nabataeans were known for their advanced and fair society. Unlike many ancient civilizations, they didn't believe in slavery. They believed in working together and sharing responsibility, valuing equality and fairness. The Nabataeans were ruled by a royal family, but their system wasn't like a monarchy where the king has absolute power. The king had advisors and a council to give him advice, which suggests a kind of democracy in their government. This focus on justice and collaboration made them successful, creating a strong sense of community. It helped them manage their trade networks and maintain stability for centuries. Their societal structure shows us their progressive values. The Nabataeans believed in many gods and goddesses, often connected to nature. They respected the power of the sun, mountains and water. Dushara, the god of the mountains, was their main god, and they also worshipped Alat, a goddess of fertility and prosperity. The Nabataeans included elements of other cultures in their religious practices, reflecting their interactions with different civilizations through trade. They considered certain places sacred, building impressive temples and high places for worship. These structures, often carved directly into sandstone cliffs, show off their amazing architectural skills. Their religious beliefs played a big part in their culture and art. The Nabataean kingdom was in a very strategic location, nestled in the heart of the ancient world. They lived in a region that is now Jordan, southern Syria, and parts of Saudi Arabia, a vast and diverse landscape that offered both challenges and opportunities. Their territory included important trade routes, which were the lifeblood of their economy and culture. These routes crossed the Arabian Peninsula and connected to the Mediterranean Sea, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas and cultures. This strategic location was really important for their economic success, allowing them to become a central hub in the ancient world. It allowed them to control the flow of goods between the East and the West, making them indispensable to traders and merchants. The Nabataeans were skilled diplomats, adept at negotiating and maintaining alliances. They maintained peaceful relationships with their neighbours, ensuring stability and prosperity within their borders. This allowed them to focus on trade and development, building a robust economy and sophisticated infrastructure. They built a network of impressive cities, with Petra being the crown jewel, showcasing their architectural prowess. These cities thrived as centres of commerce and culture, attracting people from all over the ancient world. Their ability to thrive in a challenging environment is a testament to their adaptability and ingenuity, leaving a legacy that continues to inspire to this day. The Nabataeans were masters of trade. They dominated the lucrative incense route. This route brought frankincense, myrrh and spices from southern Arabia to the Mediterranean. These commodities were highly prized in the ancient world. They were used in religious ceremonies, perfumes and medicines. The Nabataeans transported these goods across vast deserts using camel caravans. Their knowledge of the desert and its oases was unparalleled. They developed sophisticated systems for navigation and water conservation. This allowed them to cross vast distances and endure harsh conditions. Their control of the incense route brought them immense wealth and influence. They became key players in the ancient world's economy. The Nabataeans are perhaps best known for their capital city, Petra. This magnificent city, located in Jordan, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Petra is renowned for its awe-inspiring rock-cut architecture. The city is carved directly into towering sandstone cliffs. The most iconic structure in Petra is the treasury. This elaborate facade, carved into the cliff face, is a testament to the Nabataeans' architectural genius. It served as a royal tomb. Petra was more than just a city. It was a symbol of Nabataean wealth and power. It showcased their mastery of engineering and art. The Nabataeans lived in a complex geopolitical landscape. They interacted with powerful empires like the Ptolemies of Egypt and the Seleucids of Syria. The Nabataeans were skilled diplomats. They formed alliances and negotiated their independence. They successfully defended their territory against invasions. They demonstrated their military prowess. In 106 AD, the Roman Empire annexed the Nabataean kingdom. Petra became part of the Roman province of Arabia Petrea. Despite Roman rule, the Nabataeans' cultural influence persisted. Their architectural style continued to flourish. The Nabataean kingdom may have fallen to the Romans. However, their legacy continues to resonate today. Their impressive architectural achievements, particularly Petra, continue to inspire awe and wonder. Their innovative water management systems are still studied by modern engineers. The Nabataeans made significant contributions to art, language and culture. They developed a distinctive script. This script influenced the development of the Arabic alphabet. Their artistic motifs, blending Eastern and Western influences, reflect their cosmopolitan nature. The Nabataeans were a remarkable civilization. They thrived in a challenging environment. They built a prosperous kingdom on trade and innovation. Their story is a testament to human ingenuity and resilience. Their legacy continues to enrich our understanding of the ancient world.